How Penguinz0 destroy the most evil TikTokers.
From destroying a TikToker for a terrible response to SA allegations.
He released the
I think I'm saying his name right. I ain't that good with names.
worst apology video I think I've ever seen.
To exposing another one for pistol whipping a fan.
He was recently arrested for pistol whipping some guy during an incident of road rage.
It's surprising to see how these creators thrived on
Unless that guy did something that provoked them like that, but I don't know. I would have done the same thing if that's the case.
TikTok until Penguinz0 uses his platform to show who they really are. Hi, I'm the internet anarchist.
I'm just fucking with you. I ain't gonna do that.
And today, we'll be investigating the role Charlie's scathing commentary played in the utter destruction of some of the worst creators on TikTok. We'll explore how his critical analysis has not only shed light on these creators' flaws, but also contributed to their downfalls. Starting with Sienna May, who rose to fame on TikTok through her body positivity content, amassing 12.6 million followers and over 1 billion likes.
Well, damn.
She got on Penguinz0's bad side when she released the most bizarre and out-of-touch apology video known to man. But before we discuss her apology, it's important to remember that the allegations against Sienna were very serious. She was accused of essaying Jack Wright, who is the co-star of The Hype House, a collaborative content creation house that made it easier for different influencers to make videos together.
Sienna May was accused of assaulting another TikTok star named Jack Wright. There were videos that came out that showed Sienna doing questionable things to Jack Wright's body while he was unconscious, and there's just a lot of evidence that led to these allegations against her.
TikTok user Time War posted proof of Sienna taking advantage of Jack while he was unconscious.
Wow.
From November 30th, 2020. As you can clearly see, that is Sienna and that is Jack passed out on the couch, unconscious. This is me in the white hat. I was taking care of Jack while he was unconscious on the couch. Sienna then hops on top of him, and I didn't think nothing of it. I started hearing kissing noises, and I peeked over my shoulder, and it was exactly that. I was so thrown off.
Why does it look like she putting her hand inside this man's pants?
Hard that I had to leave the situation.
And eventually, on January 21st, 2022, Jack uploaded a video detailing what Sienna did to him.
They said they pulled her off of me. Twin, a friend, and another friend got in an argument with Sienna saying, "You can't do that. Jack doesn't like you like that."
He also recounted the first time Sienna crossed boundaries with him.
This was after filming. We went into the room. I was just chilling on my phone on the bed, and she got naked, like completely naked, and straddled me when I was literally just chilling on the bed. But I didn't know what to do in like the situation because it was just like random and weird. Quickly told her, "Sienna, get off. We're just friends. Stop."
Towards the end of the 17-minute video, Jack mentions that he wasn't the only person who had been made to feel uncomfortable by Sienna. Jack then showed screenshots of conversations he had with other guys, all of whom claimed they were put in similar.
Santa low-key did the same shit to me at a party. That party that my house was throwing. Jack was there. I was drunk and so was she. But I was talking to her and she grabbed my face and started to make out with me. When I was trying to push her up, I mean, I would have socked the shit out that bitch. I never told her I wanted to kiss her or anything. It was so uncomfortable. This was way before they were even a thing. I don't want to make it public, but I just wanted to tell you. I don't know y'all are telling the truth. This girl's wild. This was way before they were even a thing. He replied, "I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm always here for you and can talk about anything. Thank you so much for telling me too. No one gets deserved to get treated like this." Hey bro, I just saw your TikTok. If it's about Sienna, well, we're gonna call her SA girl. If it's about SA girl, she was also really aggressive towards me to a point where friends had to like keep hiding me from her. Well, hiding me from her. Shit made me really uncomfortable. I was drunk sleep in a couch and woke up with the homie saying, "What the fuck?" Cause she had just gotten on top of me and was sleeping on me. She was kissing my neck though. We all got your back, bro. Love you. I don't want to do this to go anywhere, but wanted to tell you, SA girl low key, well, fuck me when I was hella drunk and I was talking to a different girl. Yeah, okay, different girl. It's probably like 6 months ago. So thank you for coming out and talking about it. Makes me feel a lot better. Yeah, this girl's into some crazy shit. Like, if a guy end up doing this shit to a female, they automatically on his ass for that. But it's good to see females like her who ends up doing the exact same shit that the guys that pedophile who be doing and whatnot. Well, basically the same. It's good to see females who ends up getting called out on that essay crap that she's been doing to guys and whatnot. Finally get exposed from that, and they supposed to be able to have justice and whatnot. I'm glad to see that.
By Sienna.
Since everything was brought to social media, multiple guys came out to me and said that Sienna did similar things to them. And basically, I'll show the text right now.
To protect her reputation, Sienna published a Medium article in response to Jack, where she denied the allegations, explaining that she was simply expressing affection freely. She apologized for breaking Jack's boundaries and stated, quote, "The last thing I would ever want to do is breach someone's boundaries, and for that, I've become
That's what you did, though.
Of the way I interact with others, and will do better. Jack, if you're reading this, I apologize if there were times I made you feel uncomfortable." But despite apologizing, Sienna still maintained that what she did was not SA. However, when merely denying the numerous claims made against her didn't work, she resorted to posting her apology video, a video that was memed to hell and back, and for good reason. Charlie quickly pointed out that the video was far from an apology.
You'll soon notice this isn't really an apology video, it's just like a ballet recital. She doesn't really say sorry for anything at all, and she makes herself the victim in the situation. Like, I had to take a whole month off social media. I just needed to clear my head from all the negativity, which I didn't deserve.
And that Sienna uses it as an opportunity to paint herself as the victim. He explained that Sienna avoided directly addressing any of the allegations against her, and instead talked about inspiring people as a creator.
I feel proud of the person that I am. Even if I can only inspire one person, I will have done what I was put on this earth to do.
Charlie also commented,
"If you inspire people to be a pedophile, well, if you really inspire people to be essaying other folks, then I say you've done a good job. 'Cause that right there ain't right."
On just how strange her response was.
It doesn't address anything. This is like if the feds came up to me and they're like, "Hey Charlie, we caught you on camera burning down this Toys R Us." And my response is, I just love to create. I love to inspire and show unedited photos of myself. Hit him with the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse dance.
Also highlights her strange choice of song for the video. The song lyrics.
I like the fact that he's making fun of that situation.
Sienna was even a bit
or that apology, that so-called apology she
couldn't
did.
have been worse, I'd say. Like, the very end is, "I did nothing wrong, I'm young," and she's accused of assault. Like, this is probably not the song you'd want to use. It feels really off given the circumstance for why she's doing this. It's really a fucking weird choice. It almost feels like she's rubbing Jack's face in the whole situation. She makes herself the victim and then tries to spin this whole thing as a way of making herself like the hero of the story.
He ends the video by discussing how Sienna continued to make videos completely denying any of the claims against her.
"Before I start, I stand with what I said in the last video. I did not assault Jack Wright. We must always listen to victims. Yes."
How you a victim? We just seen you on the damn video kissing on a dude, and from what it looked like, you just reached your hand into his pants. I hate when people be playing the victim after they get caught doing something they ain't supposed to be doing.
Jack was a victim of assault, but not by me. And I am a victim of continual attempts to cancel me and slander my name with false claims. It will not work. I'm here to clear things up and provide all sides of the story because I have been labeled as a sexual assaulter.
But despite these desperate attempts to save her reputation, Sienna lost 800,000 followers in 2022, exactly around the time when Charlie posted his video about her, and her rate of gaining new followers has been stagnant ever since. Sienna also removed herself from Netflix's reality TV series Hype House because she did not want to, quote, relive the online bullying in light of the crazy Team Jack and Team Sienna sentiment online. And while Sienna was able to regain some of her audience back, this same can't be said about the next TikToker on our list. Bentilite is a huge TikToker with over 11 million followers, but his fame is questionable since most of his content is just bland reactions to memes and tweets. However, lazy content was about to be the least of his problems. In a video titled Huge Loser, uploaded on the 20th of August 2023, Charlie broke down how Ben made the creator, Jordan Max, deeply uncomfortable when he insisted on filming an OF video with her.
So this horny little goblin asks her before going on the podcast. Do you want to make a video for OnlyFans? To which she says, when? He says, today. And then she's saying, no, you need to be tested within the last 14 days and have an OnlyFans creator account. And then he says, I mean a video for your page. Oh, what a benevolent saint. He was actually just thinking about her the whole time. He thought this would be a good opportunity for her to make some OnlyFans content with the great Big Ben Bintellect.
Jordan published screenshots of Ben's creepy advances in a tweet she made on the 29th of July 2023. And when Jordan denied giving him what he wanted, he decided to remove her from the podcast episode entirely.
He continues by saying, I was just thinking you're helping me with doing a video for my YouTube, so maybe I could help you with your OnlyFans. And she replies, I'm good, thanks. So then he goes, no worries. And then, hey, I'm gonna do the pickle video with someone else, thanks though. To which she asks why. To be honest, I thought it would just be fun to film and see where things go, but I got it. So he gets real sad and pitiful, like, no, I get it. I just thought it'd be fun. But clearly it won't be fun. I'm gonna do it with someone else then. How about that?
After Jordan's tweet went viral, Ben did what is best known for. He sent Jordan a message threatening to sue her if she didn't take down the post. But this was obviously an empty threat. The tweet didn't go anywhere, and the evidence against Ben kept piling up. As it turned out, Ben had been asking for the same thing from another woman as well. After repeatedly asking her if she wanted to make content with him and being met with no reply, he texted,
do you want to come over tomorrow night? Actually, are you down to come over tonight? Or are you just a flake? Doesn't even give her time to respond, just immediately gets combative. And then he waits only like an hour and 40 after that, and then he's like, you know what, okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, sorry, babe, but you're just too much of a flake. Bye.
Ben also goes on to shame her for being an OF creator, something that Charlie points out as hypocrisy on.
It seems like you're trying desperately to get into OnlyFans but keep getting rejected and can't handle it. So how can you have the gall to try and shame them for it when you are desperately trying to do it yourself?
Ben's disgusting conduct with women becomes even clearer in the screenshots Charlie discusses next. In them, Ben seems to be parting ways with a woman, only to slander her via text.
He says, for your future self, if you're going to turn around on a guy and say, hey, I'm not down for friends with benefits shit, just say that before you go through all the bullshit. Boring as fuck. Not my problem that you turned around and quit drinking because you're an alcoholic and now pass out at 8 p.m. Fucking peace out, bitch.
He then ends the conversation by saying, I stand by every single word that I said. This did not age well, as it led to Ben making a now deleted Twitter apology.
I've recently been accused of some heinous actions and would like the opportunity to share my disgust at these accusations. I'm a firm believer in the rights and equality of all humans, including women. If that's not the biggest red flag immediately, I don't know what else is. I stand by the rights for all humans, and that does include women.
He then followed it up with another apology video.
Hey guys, there's a lot being said about me on the internet right now, and I just wanted to clear the air. The first thing I want to say is I'm sorry to anyone that I've made feel uncomfortable. I want to say to any girl who I've been rude to, whether through text or in person, that I'm sorry. I understand that me being sorry does not excuse that kind of behavior. I will continue to work on myself and do better.
Yeah, like, you ended up just acting all of that just because you got rejected from doing OnlyFans. With a chick that you want to do OnlyFans with is mad wild. It's like, if just move on. If that's the, just move on. If you don't want to do it, just move on.
Thanks, guys.
Which Charlie describes as the first AI ChatGPT written apology.
The first AI ChatGPT written apology. This just ticked every basic box. There's really nothing of value here at all.
After numerous YouTube channels like Penguinz0 started exposing his creepy behavior, Ben was forced to make his Twitter account private. His merch site got deleted, and Ben's follow account has taken a huge hit since August 2023, the time Charlie uploaded his video about him. Ben got trashed by the online community for what he did, losing his reputation. But I see why it had it worse. He got caught by the law and faced real legal trouble. For those unaware, Icy White soared to TikTok stardom, amassing 850,000 followers with his vlogs, mukbangs, and cooking videos. His account currently sits at 1.4 million followers, and as the caption states, his account is now run by his wife.
This nigga, wait, that's his wife? He looked like he, wait, hold on, am I missing something?
For those unaware, Icy White soared to TikTok stardom, amassing...
He got a wife with fucking... He got fingernails like a female. His movements look so feminine. I actually thought that the man was gay. But I'm surprised that the man has a wife or something. Nah.
Amassing 850,000 followers with his vlogs, mukbangs, and cooking videos. His account currently sits at 1.4 million followers, and as the caption states, his account is now run by his wife. So what happened?
Ain't no way.
Access to his account. On the 28th of March 2022, Wyatt was recklessly driving his pink SUV. He stopped his car right in the middle of the road, causing a scene. Two other drivers told him to move, but instead of listening, Wyatt followed their car and got into a heated argument, even hitting one of them with his gun. Charlie made a video on this incident titled,
You know, I take back what I said earlier about me doing the same thing that he did. He was the one that caused he was the one that caused the problem in the first place. I wouldn't do no shit like that.
most delusional influencer ever. During his video, Charlie shared footage of Wyatt's arrest, where Wyatt had the nerve to ask the cops, "Do you know who I am?"
He holds himself up like he's Jesus Christ because he has 1 million followers, and the laws don't apply to him anymore.
Nope.
It's almost impressive how unlikable Wyatt is. He chose the one sentence that'll immediately make everyone in the world hate you. The cops are confronting him and he's like, you guys don't know who I am? I have 1 million followers on TikTok. I can pistol whip whoever I want. I'm a TikTok superstar. You guys, oh, you must want autographs. Okay, I get it, sorry.
Charlie didn't
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Just how out of touch Wyatt is with reality. And believe it or not, Wyatt's delusions about his fame only got worse from there. It's got to the point where police had to tackle Wyatt because he refused to cooperate. And to top it off, they found a gun in his car, a gun which he denied having.
Would you mind if we just look through it real quick? Are you allowing us to look through the car or no?
Yes!
Yes?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do that then. You still got keys or off?
Wyatt also repeatedly told the officers that they didn't have any evidence on him.
Proof, show me the video proof where I hit him with a gun.
We don't need video proof.
Yes, you do. You don't even know what gun is the same gun that I hit with if I did. But you want to sit here and act like I'm a criminal?
But Charlie wasn't convinced.
There is video proof of the reckless driving and nearly hitting people in the parking lot, and the victim who got pistol whipped showed the injuries, and his girlfriend also confirmed the pistol whipping. So I'd say there's a high level of confidence behind the pistol whipping being the real story.
This delusion peaks when Wyatt absurdly claims to have 58 million followers.
I have 58 million followers, bro. Everybody who's been on TikTok or Instagram has seen who I am.
And
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know who this dude is up until this video. I don't even know who this dude is. I'm no shade, but I don't even know. I don't know who this dude is. He said, like, it says like the account was run by his wifey. It could be a friend, because I refuse to believe that's his wife. Because it's basically how he was acting and moving, especially we got fingernails on and all that, diamond fingernails at that point, and how he was talking all like sassy and all that. Like, I refuse to believe that's his wife.
instead of apologizing, he plays the victim, stating that people are fabricating stories about him due to his so-called fame.
Somebody swerving into my lane, brake checking me, wanting me to stop, wanting me to race my car, coming out the car. I know that's a fan.
Charlie quickly gives him a reality check and points out that Wyatt isn't as famous as he thinks.
He doesn't have 58 million followers, you absolute goober. You have 1 million followers on TikTok, which is your only platform. He is in a paranoid delusion. Not everyone in the world knows who he is, and not everyone is out to get him.
Wyatt also threatens a police officer. And once again, Charlie puts him in his place.
I don't know how stupid you have to be to threaten physical violence against a police officer. She was very patient with this guy. I guess because he is so pathetic, all you can really do is laugh at someone that's this embarrassing.
But even if Charlie stayed quiet, Wyatt's empty threats didn't work at all. According to police reports, Wyatt was arrested and charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, 1 count of battery on an officer, and 1 count of resisting arrest. After being released, Wyatt made a TikTok in August 2023, talking about the video of his arrest.
But people are just saying like the nastiest things without knowing the backstory at all, and I know my real fans know my backstory. So let's go boost me on YouTube live stream real quick, and I'm gonna try to get into the algorithm or something somehow, and maybe get these fucking haters on my YouTube live stream and check their asses. Come on.
But he wouldn't be out of jail for long. While out on bond awaiting trial, White was rearrested in 2023 for keying a car. He is currently still in jail and has not yet been sentenced. In a call, White mentioned that he might receive a 51-month sentence.
They're offering me 51 months, but obviously that's like outrageous. Almost 5 years is just like ridiculous.
And similar to Icy White, the upcoming TikToker was also willing to put his life and reputation at stake, but his reasons for doing so were vastly different. Nick Cracktar became an internet celebrity by making videos exploring the great outdoors. Being an outdoorsman is risky business, but there are definitely some risks that can be avoided. However, as Charlie points out, some creators are willing to risk their own life for views. In a video titled
Why?
TikTok Views, Charlie goes into detail about how Nick purposefully ate tapeworms out of a fish for a TikTok video.
Oh boy howdy, he got some dollar signs in his eyes and he started to recognize that that is the gold right there. He just got the jackpot because now he had something that he could do that's a little different that would generate some views for him. Eat the tapeworms.
And the video Charlie was talking about was uploaded in September of 2023.
A largemouth bass is a great first fish to fillet because they don't have round heads, so they're not going to be wobbling all over the place. Realizing that he has tapeworms, so it's going to be pretty tough to eat. I looked it up, and apparently if you cook the fish thoroughly, the tapeworms shouldn't affect you, but I can't say that I'm not experiencing problems after I ate it. This is the fillet I got. I seasoned it, threw it in the pan, and then presented it right next to the tapeworms, which was a mistake.
And to no one's surprise, he started feeling sick within 2 days.
This might be TMI. It's
Yeah, that was
2 days,
pretty
and
stupid.
I have not stopped going to the bathroom. I'm kind of afraid that I literally have tapeworms in my stomach. I've never gone to the bathroom this much in my life. I'm mildly concerned.
Charlie pointed out that it was clear he'd contracted the parasite.
I'm not a medical professional, but you ate tapeworms, so I'm going to say with a high level of confidence, you probably contracted a parasite. But, you know, I'm not highly educated when it comes to parasites. I'm just doing the old eyeball test.
And just as he'd hoped, Nick began receiving a ton of attention for his stunt. However, things took a turn for the worse when he made a video talking about his deteriorating health.
You guys remember those tapeworms that I ate a couple months ago? Well, they're back and they're making me feel absolutely terrible. Every day that I wake up, I feel more and more fatigued. No matter how much sleep I get or food that I eat, I always just feel like crap. I have stomach pain and non-stop diarrhea, which are the main symptoms for having tapeworms. I went to the doctor to see what's going on, and he says that I definitely have them again. More than likely, I never killed off the original batch, like at least one of them was still alive in my body and they've started to reproduce again. This time I'm on 3 anti-parasitic medications, and I am just really hoping that this winds up going away, because if not, I'm gonna have some serious problems. The worms can
You better hope that you don't end up turning to these ugly ass motherfucking zombies from Resident Evil. You better hope that's not the case.
go into my eyes and brains and literally eat me from the inside out. So if I don't figure this out, I could end up dead.
Charlie pointed out that this wasn't simply an accident. White knew that tapeworms were harmful, and he still chose to eat them because
your mind is so warped from all of this desire for more and more TikTok attention that for some reason you were able to justify putting your health at risk here.
And while him contracting tapeworms was expected, his next video was definitely a surprise.
Update on the tapeworm situation with Nick. 7:30 this morning, Nick passed away at the Kaiser Hospital. Nick was on anti-parasitic medication, and unfortunately, it was not working. The worm spread to his eyes and brain. By the time we made it to the hospital, it was clear that Nick was not going to be able to make it.
That's when the really dramatic organ music comes in. Doom! So he didn't survive, apparently. So this is a friend of his, I guess, announcing that he passed away from the tapeworms that he contracted from eating the fish.
However, as it turns out, Nick faked his own death for likes, and
I was about to say, like, I was about to say RIP to the homie, but something about it, like, when the friend came in and whatnot, I kind of had a feeling like he faked his death.
Charlie was not amused.
Tomorrow Eternal Funeral Services is where we're going to be hosting something for Nick at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday. It is going to be an open casket. He wanted you to know. Hopefully you guys can all remember him fondly, and I'll be seeing you guys all at the service.
I apologize for the trauma I just gave you guys. I assure you I'm happy, I'm here, and I'm going to be making content for a very long time.
Oh my god, it's a miracle! He's not dead! Oh! We've been fooled!
He reveals that Nick posted this video right after discussing his brother's death.
So that's some psychopath shit to go from talking about the death of your brother into misleading your audience of children into thinking that you're dead.
And explains that Nick blatantly lied to his audience.
No one watches the full video for things. Not on YouTube, not on TikTok, people don't even read past the headline on an article on Twitter. So not many people watched the whole video for when Nick came out of nowhere with a patriotic, heroic return. So most people just assumed that the guy talking in the beginning here was being honest. You know, like they just took him at his word because they don't know any better.
Soon after, Nick uploaded an apology video and tried to make amends.
I'm really happy that you guys are holding me accountable for this because creators lying to their audiences is not cool, especially in the manner that I did. I was under the impression that because I was at the end of the video that it would wind up being taken as a lighthearted joke. I should have definitely seen that that was a super foolish take. It was just dumb.
After Charlie's
ain't nothing lighthearted about that type of joke.
All TikTok videos of him eating tapeworms, including a video about faking his death. He received tons of negative comments on Charlie's video, with one viewer even stating, "The fact that he's presenting how he got infected and all the dangerous health complications with a smile on his face literally says everything. He's there for the view count and he knows this is going to increase it." Many now suspect his videos are fake, as he keeps making TikToks where he eats things that are clearly health hazards.
And the fucked up part about this is that you got people that's actually going through that in real life with the regards to their health and whatnot, and it's gonna make it hard to it's gonna make it hard for them to be believable because of shit like this that people be doing. They make it seem like they gonna they feel some type of way health wise, and they gonna like they feel like they have some type of disease or something like that, and only just to later find out that they just lied and faked the whole entire thing just so they can get views and whatnot. And it's gonna make it, and it's because of them they ruin it for other folks who actually have those type of problems. And it's just sad.
Sir, bro, what is this? What did you make me, dude? Let's give it a taste test. I'm excited. I'll start with the tail. Wow. You guys see that chunk of meat I just got? I like it a lot, bro.
But Nick's actions seem tame compared to this next TikToker. You see, Nick was only putting himself at risk in his content, but Paul Breach's creepy behavior put multiple young women in uncomfortable situations. Paul's TikTok page, Beauty Beyond the Eye, currently has over 900,000 followers, and mainly consists of dance videos and thirst traps. He first became popular from this dance video. But when Penguinz0 described him as
a confirmed creep,
his whole career came crashing down. In the video titled Infamous Creep, uploaded on the 27th of November 2023, Charlie deep dives into Paul's creepy behavior. First, Charlie brings attention to how strange it is for a man in his 40s to be making thirst traps.
His whole shtick is posting.
Wait, this nigga is in his damn 40s and he's making crap like that? He's like, bruh.
Thirst traps? Even though if you're thirsty, this isn't gonna quench it. What he's doing is just gonna be putting sand in your mouth and making it worse, like giving you the fucking cinnamon challenge. What he posts is the opposite of a thirst trap. It is alarming. He is way too old to be doing this garbage.
He also shows a cringy clip of his TikTok lives where Paul acts as if there's a woman around him.
Love. Fucking hell. Jacob, thanks for the follow. So much.
Yeah, he's one of them niggas, bro.
Cracking impression of me, love.
Yeah, he's one of them.
It's actually one of the saddest goddamn things imaginable. To be so lonely that you have to fake interaction around you.
But the worst of his actions were yet to come. People started noticing that Paul would almost exclusively reply to young female fans in his comments, and he even got called out for it.
He even got called out on this pretty often, way before like he had to take his account down. I think he got banned. I don't think he took it down. There were always people taking notice of like, Paul, why do you always just reply to like these really young girls?
Why do you only talk to girls in the comments? Because it's only the girls that are commenting, and if it's a comment from a guy, I say hi. I don't know. Maybe because I'm dating them all and we're having babies. Only to the ones I'm married to, which is all of them.
And this is where Charlie
goes. Take your sex offender looking ass the fuck up out of here.
On to expose a video he directly sent to a fan.
Lainey, smile. That is an order. And then jump in a cold bath. Get yourself smiling, get yourself happy. I've been a moody little... Yeah. for a little while, and that is just stupid on my behalf. So I apologise if anything I've ever done has brought you in a low mood. I know obviously at the start of the week I've taken steps to fix that.
Charlie also reacted to Oompaville's video, giving a lot more attention to the serious allegations against Paul. These allegations against Paul kicked off with a TikTok investigation, revealing he'd been liking some questionable pictures.
Paul had liked multiple images on Instagram of girls between the ages of 16 and 17 in their swimsuit.
And what was Paul's justification? He claimed that girls were cancer survivors.
Paul's official response to this was that he only liked those images because she was a cancer survivor.
However, it turned out that most of these girls had no clue who Paul even was. One TikTok user, My Name's Boo 1.0, said Paul's actions reminded her of when she was groomed by a 27-year-old as a teenager.
Ago, when I was 16, I was dating a 27-year-old man. Paul has mentioned his age, his ex-girlfriend or wife's age, and they've got a son together. And we've done the math, and she would have been 16 or 17 when she fell pregnant. And that was the exact age gap between me and my ex-partner.
Boo then went on to make another post showing that a young girl had reached out to her, claiming Paul had been messaging her when she was 15. In the message,
Paul was DMing this minor when they were 15. He said he was upset to hear about her health and sorry to see her struggling and suffering.
In her video,
that shit is sick.
Wife was likely a teenager when they had a child together, which was confirmed by some users who found Paul's old Facebook posts. When questioned, Paul didn't even deny the allegation.
Did you get a 17-year-old pregnant?
Did I get who pregnant?
A 17-year-old pregnant.
I thought I got a 15, 16, 20, 19, 18, 14, 10.
Right. Do you have a baby mum?
No, I'm not talking about anybody in my
you did not even deny it.
As a certified creep,
just dancing around a question.
Exposed by Charlie, Paul was beginning to get a lot of hate on the internet. A subreddit was made
as he should,
solely investigating his creepy behavior. A petition to remove Paul's account started spreading, and eventually his account was temporarily banned. Many viewers remarked that his account should have been permanently deleted. Fortunately, that's exactly what happened to this next TikToker. Bug Workout, aka Evgeny Bugav, got popular on TikTok by making gym and fitness videos, amassing over 8 million followers. But that was before Penguinz0 exposed the reality of his videos. On March 17th, 2021, Charlie uploaded a video titled Creepiest Guy on TikTok, which got over 11 million views. He exposed the account for posting videos which can only be described as simulated rape.
Literally about half of his TikTok videos are him in a situation where his goblin friends tie a girl's legs down or weigh them down, and then he comes in, takes off his shirt, and insinuates that he's gonna rip her.
Naturally, people started to question the message his videos were sending, with viewers commenting,
why she have her legs out like that?
It's literally just SA/harassment. And whether skits or not, only children don't understand how effed up these are, and not in an edgy way. Evgeny's solution,
I appreciate you for the following.
Make the same videos with different endings. Charlie responded to his so-called solution with mockery.
So this is his new trend where it's almost, but then we learn a valuable lesson that it's bad to do those things.
And went on to expose him even further. Surprisingly, these videos weren't the worst of his content. Charlie revealed how Evgeny was taking pictures of women in public as a skit.
Sexual predation in public as well. Taking pictures of women's panties, the upskirts.
And the most...
I mean, honestly, I don't really see that as a problem. I mean, it's just a skit. It's not like it's real life. Now, if somebody would have done that shit in real life, that's different. But it's just a skit.
Concerning aspect of his content was the support he got in his comments.
I think the fact that people were sensitive nowadays. Now, if it was back in the days and people done that shit, it wouldn't have been a big deal. Consider that this is a new era and this is a new world we live in now, that people is sensitive about almost everything. They probably gonna deem that as just like, oh, that's not right. Like you shouldn't do that. Like it's just a skit. It's not like it's in like real life and shit like that. It's just a skit.
Why this account actually terrifies me is because there are people in the comments that aren't calling out how disgusting it is. There are people saying like, oh yeah, can't wait to try this, or damn, what a prank, or holy shit, this is so hot. And the fact that those little kids and the impressionable weirdos on there are taking this as like something to celebrate is terrifying.
Penguinz0 also refers to Leon Lush's video about bug workout, where Leon comments,
Caption here, you need to pay attention to people before losing them. Oh, she didn't pay attention to him and he's surrounded by little girls?
This is just another example of something that makes me feel like he's a fucking creepy psychopath. I don't even understand the message here. His girlfriend wasn't paying attention to him, so then he went to a bunch of little children to give him love and affection. Like, it's so odd.
The next TikTok Charlie exposes is even weirder, which hints at gang rape.
Bug workout and the boys just love a good old gang bang, a big old gang there, and instantly producing a baby. Pretty fucking wild skit.
And then ends the video stating how Evgeny is
the creepiest TikTok account I've seen so far,
saying
8.3 million people saw this channel, this fucking degenerate douchebag, and were like, yeah, this is okay and entertaining. Crazy.
Thanks to Charlie's video, more and more people realized just how awful Evgeny's content was. However, he shouted out Penguinz0 in his bio, thanking him for increasing his views, reading, "Hi friend Penguinz0, this is just a video with huge views, peace out to all." But it was clear not all of these views were positive. Bug Workout began getting called out on Reddit, and in December 2021, his account got deleted. And
damn,
he is still making content on his new account, he has nowhere near the same amount of traction he once had. This is in stark contrast to the TikTok account Certified Health Nut, which has found its own group of followers who believe in urine therapy, even though it has been proven to be false. The stuff I have to cover for you guys, damn. The TikTok account Certified Health Nut is run by former Versace model Troy Casey, who's retained his youthful look at the age of 55. His content revolves around giving health and nutritional advice to his viewers, but some of the advice he gives is far from healthy, and Penguinz0 exposed him.
Wait, this nigga drink urine? What the hell?
Gives is far from healthy, and
why I practice drinking? Who does that? Like,
Penguinz0 exposed him for just that. On the 18th of June 2024, Charlie uploaded a video titled "TikTok Influencer Loves Drinking Pee."
Right now, there's a man on TikTok fighting the good fight to try and convince people that urine is basically the cure to every ailment on the planet.
Criticizing the video in which Troy advocates for urine therapy.
Now, this therapy is not right for everyone. It's very esoteric, and it takes a Jedi mind trick to get over your conditioning, your industrial age school system, your propaganda programming, etc.
This is urine therapy. I really love how therapy's lost all meaning and weight. You can kind of just slap that word on anything and people just believe in it off rip.
He argues that it's common sense not to drink urine.
It's literally like common sense. It's pretty much basic human instinct.
But Troy shows that common sense isn't so common when he drinks urine in a TikTok video, claiming that it's good for your gut microbiome.
The research that I've shown is it's good for parasites, it's good for your gut microbiome.
Charlie points out that while he mentions research supporting his claims, he fails to provide any citations for the research.
The research I've read, none of which I cite and none of which actually exists with any real merit to it, all says that drinking piss is 2 thumbs way up.
He also roasts him for using pee as lotion, saying,
"My heart breaks for any unfortunate souls that happen to just be walking down the sidewalk when this guy rides by on his bike. I can't even imagine the smell. That must be unfathomable. Like having your senses assaulted by 15 dump trucks all unleashing that Methodist right to your nose."
And logically
like, my thing is that, like, what makes him think that drinking urine is okay? Like, say, like, if a guy has, like, some type of heart problems and some type of liver cancer, and he's an alcoholic, been an alcoholic throughout his entire life, and he has prostate cancer, and his piss came out way browner than my skin, you think it's okay to be able to drink that? Like, no, like that. Yes, it's a sick and evil world out here.
Exposes Troy's lie when he claims that urine smells like perfume when applied.
The only power that has is to leave stains in a gas station toilet seat. That's it. It's not doing anything for you.
As Troy uses multiple buzzwords to explain the benefits of drinking urine.
I know it's good for me. It's loaded with minerals, cell salts, amino acids, stem cells, antigens, antibodies.
Charlie does some research and finds it's medically proven that urine therapy is extremely harmful.
I decided to look into it. There's like some research about some of the stuff that is in urine, but none of it recommends ever consuming it or using it on your body in any way, because at the end of the day, it's waste. It's literally just your body's waste.
And sure enough, UPMC research shows that, quote, drinking urine can force your kidneys to work even harder or expose you to unnecessary toxins. This could cause illness, electrolyte disturbances, or kidney damage. Besides drinking it, Troy also tells his viewers to apply urine to their scalp to prevent premature balding.
I know people that wash their hair with it. They have gotten rid of some premature balding.
Naturally,
this man crazy. Ain't no way.
How in the would urine on your scalp prevent premature balding? If anything, it would scare the follicles into submission even quicker. The follicles would kill themselves if they started getting drowned in piss. Like, that's such a ridiculous thing to say.
And while Troy's support for drinking urine seems outlandish, Charlie reveals that there is a huge online community that regularly practices urine therapy.
That's nasty as hell.
An entire community of urine therapy cultists that swear by it. Like, they love this. Like, they really think they're becoming superhumans, beating every possible ailment ever just
nah, them motherfuckers on something. They gonna do that.
Of urine therapy also don't consume feces.
Why not poop? Why is it only reserved for urine? Why isn't he preaching the gospel about the hidden benefits of feces consumption?
Essentially, highlighting the absurdity of their beliefs and calling people out like Troy as cowards.
They're all cowards. When you drink piss, you're not usually gonna make yourself super sick from it, so it's a little safer. But when you eat shit, you can make yourself sick. So they're just afraid.
Needless to say, the comments on Charlie's video were just as lethal, with some viewers saying, "It's astonishing what kind of wild ideas you can come across these days. To every strange therapy out there, there's an audience ready to believe." Another viewer commented on Troy's TikTok saying, "If our bodies are designed to release it as a way to remove what we no longer need and possible toxins, why would you drink it?" Only to be met with more endorsements of urine therapy. But it seems like the worst backlash Troy's faced has been the with way to remove what we no longer need and possible toxins. Why would you drink it? Only to be met with more.
To understand the folklore, knowledge, and research, please visit. Nobody wanted to visit that bullshit.
Therapy. But it seems like the worst backlash Troy has faced has been the negative comments. His content finds its place in a specific community, something Pinky Doll, a creator who relies on trends, can't relate to. Veda Sinon, better known as Pinky Doll, is a TikToker who got popular because of her live streams, amassing about 1.7 million followers. Her success is surprising, because the streams she got popular for require zero creativity, and Charlie exposes just how lazy and brain dead her content got. In his video titled "TikTok Streams Are Weird,"
I remember her. She was the one that was just like acting like a NPC or an AI off of a video game. I definitely remember her.
He talks about Fedha used TikTok streams to maximize profit for minimal effort. He explains how her fame is a direct outcome of streams in which she pretended to be an NPC character.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you, baby. This is so cute. Oh, oh, yes, yes, yes. Bye, babies. See you after. Yellow. Yes, yes, yes. Take your in. Oh, thank you, Samantha. This is so cool. Take your cat in. Take your meals. Take your ready. Gang, gang.
And because TikTok,
I don't get how the niggas that watched her find that watchable. I don't get how people literally find her watchable by her doing that. I just don't get that. I mean, she might be pretty and all that, but if that's the content you're gonna make and whatnot, I'm not watching that. You gotta like at least do backflips or just like make your nipples go poking out like Pinocchio's and tie it over your neck or something. But for you to just like anything but just like acting like a damn NPC character.
users are able to tip creators with emojis, she would perform short actions that related to the emojis for money. Charlie even seems impressed by the genius of Feta, using her audience's short attention span to her advantage.
She's smart. She knows that on TikTok, kids leave if there's even a split second of dead air. Silence is the #1 enemy on TikTok.
He draws attention to how young viewers on TikTok are used by creators such as Feta to spend their money in the form of tips.
On TikTok, it seems like people are constantly tipping. It seems like one of people's favorite pastimes on TikTok lives is giving away all of the money they have to their name. Like, these kids are like 12 years old and just give their whole allowance to TikTok creators in order for an actual split second of acknowledgement.
He also mentions how she averages 40,000 views with these live streams, with content he describes as
a combination, a perfect storm, a geostorm for everything that works on TikTok. Perpetual stimulation while, you know, being able to constantly spam the emotes and talking so there's never any silence, while also having that like XD random with the popcorn and hair iron, which is something that does very well on TikTok.
Charlie goes on to talk about the sad state of content consumption on TikTok.
Nothing but shame for seeing the state that entertainment for young people is in.
And the popularity of the NPC trend led him to make another video titled, "This Trend Has Gone Too Far."
Yeah, it's only been a couple days since I talked about the NPC TikTok live streaming trend, and it is completely out of control now. It's spreading faster than the bubonic plague.
He credits Fedasinon as the creator of this trend, and explains how she created an infinite money glitch with this trend.
She has blasted a new market wide open here, with weirdos that want to watch NPC streams forever.
And that's the truth, as a New York Times article mentions, she made between $2,000 and $3,000 per stream. Across all her social media accounts, which includes Instagram and OF, she puts that number at 7,000 per day. But as Charlie predicted,
this trend will probably fizzle out and die like a sad little wet fart within about another week or two. Two at most.
What?
The trend fizzled out, but it left a lasting impact on Pinky Doll's career. Within 2 days after Charlie's first video about Feta, the New York Times released an article titled "How Pinky Doll Mesmerized the Internet with Ice Cream So Good." However, when she tried to switch up her content from NPC streams to mukbangs, she faced a ton of backlash. Viewers claimed that she wasn't really eating the food, saying, "There's like 3,000 jump cuts, she's spitting it out." And while she still garners a lot of views on TikTok, her reputation and content quality are still viewed negatively. As one comment on a YouTube video noted, "She's living proof that social media is dehumanizing to society. Artificial intelligence isn't rapidly evolving past us, we're rapidly devolving past it." Pinky Doll's content demonstrates that viewers are willing to watch almost anything if it's stimulating enough, including creators who claim to solve murders with their psychic intuition. The TikToker Ashley the Psychic gained a dedicated audience by using her supposed psychic abilities to solve murders. But despite her clairvoyance, she couldn't predict what would happen when Penguinz0 decided to expose her lies. On the 7th of January 2023, Charlie uploaded a video titled "TikTok Detective Tries to Ruin Innocent Woman's Life," where the video breaks down how Ashley wrongly accused a woman of murder.
She basically just made a fan fiction about this completely innocent lady named Rebecca and framed her as the killer, and even convinced some brain-rotted individuals on TikTok that she was correct and Rebecca was the real killer.
Charlie?
If people claim themselves to be like psychics, chances are they ain't really psychics. They just people that just act like they know everything when really they don't. So that whole psychic thing is a bunch of BS. I don't believe in that psychic shit. Like, I mean, if somebody can prove to me that it's real, okay, I shut up about it. But I don't think it's real. You gotta be crazy if you think that you're a psychic and you think that you know everything. It just makes themselves look like idiots by doing that.
Explained how Ashley Gillard posted over 40 false statements accusing Rebecca Schofield of murdering 4 students at the University of Idaho. She made these accusations before the actual suspect, Brian Koberger, was found.
And she recently took on the case of the University of Idaho killer who killed 4 students. The real killer was arrested, however, before Brian Koberger was taken into custody, Ashley made a long series of videos accusing someone else named Rebecca Schofield of being the killer.
But even when
But I blame the lady that actually listened and believe in what she has said that makes herself to believe that she was the killer. Like, you gotta be smarter than that.
Koberger got arrested, Ashley continued to insist that the actual killer was Professor Rebecca Schofield. And the basis of these claims, her tarot card readings, of course.
And when, asked about evidence, and the evidence they presented was tarot card readings.
Following this, Charlie reacted to a Toesies video, which delved even deeper into the situation. And it turns out, Rebecca filed a defamation lawsuit against Ashley.
And now Ashley, the psychic superstar, is being sued by Rebecca for all this shit. And rightfully so. She completely deserves to get slapped around in court for this kind of garbage.
I think this time that $75,000 lawsuit that I'm going to win.
That's such I thought it was real at first. That filter gets me every time. I love that fucking filter. Though, I mean, $75,000 lawsuit's not great. Like you don't...
Even though
that hurts anyone. That's a lot of fucking money. I don't know why we're like posturing.
Even though I thought that shit was real, it's still funny because you can't be crying after you you have to face accountability.
Some of Ashley's TikToks, pointing out the unsettling number of videos she made about Rebecca. In her first TikTok about the murders, Ashley made it clear she doesn't know Rebecca personally. She insists that the accusation is based on her own knowledge, and not because she saw Rebecca's name on the university website.
I did not just see her picture and name on the University of Idaho history page and then automatically feel it was her. This is not a feeling, this is knowledge. I have no feeling.
Knowledge from where?
I did a reading when I saw Rebecca Schofield on the history department's page on Rebecca Schofield and her connection.
But Charlie quickly points out a hole in her argument, saying,
"Pardon me, detective, wasn't one of the first things you said, I didn't just see her on this university page and start accusing her. And then immediately your process is, so I saw her on the university page and I decided to do a reading."
In another TikTok, she claimed that Rebecca was romantically interested in Kaylee, one of the murdered students, and was even willing to leave her husband for her.
She had a deep desire for her. It feels like love.
I understand why this Rebecca Schofield person is suing her, because this is just insane.
True. And even after being sued and having her account deleted, she continued by posting from an alternative account, leading to Charlie's second video about Ashley titled, "This TikTok Detective is Horrible." He shows more videos of Ashley doubling down on her lies.
She was the one who ordered and who is responsible for the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students.
Even after Rebecca was proven innocent by law.
It is still 100% not Rebecca Schofield, as Ashley has claimed hundreds of times now. You would assume that a rational person, after being sued for defamation for accusing an innocent woman of being a murderer, you'd think that she'd then be like, yep, looks like I was wrong.
Finally, Ashley made a video announcing that she would no longer be addressing the lawsuit online.
Long story short, I'm not posting no more free information regarding this case online anymore.
In response, Charlie had this to say.
Even when she does decide to shut the fuck up, which I imagine she was advised to do by a lawyer, she still tries to spin it as like a victory for her, and we're all the bad guys for calling her out on how deplorable the whole thing is.
Not long after these videos, Ashley saw a sharp decline in her followers, not to mention that the lawsuit and its legal repercussions stained her reputation forever. That being said, Ashley did build her TikTok audience organically by creating content that captivated viewers. The same, however, can't be said for this TikTok dad.
I mean, she deserved that. You can't be going out doing some psychic, imaginary stories on people, thinking that you know everything. But at least she gave back a couple of audience organically, not none of that psychiatric BS that she ended up spewing and whatnot.
Who became a celebrity almost by default. Monty J. Lopez is a TikTok creator who owes his stardom to the fame of his daughter, Addison Rae. In Addison's shadow, Monty was able to amass 5.5 million followers of his own. Unfortunately, Monty isn't the wholesome father viewers would hope he is, and Charlie made sure everyone knew who he really is. In a video titled "Worst Dad on TikTok," posted on the 17th of August 2022, Charlie exposes how Monty Lopez
is a fucking weirdo, and he has torn apart their family for the sake of his own clout chasing.
Can I get
He also talks about how strange it is for Monty to show up at influencer parties without Addison.
He just gets this tingle and shows up to every TikTok party imaginable. He doesn't go with Addison Rae or anything. He goes solo. There's nothing wrong with TikTok stars' parents being involved in their life or even in their videos, but it gets to a point where it's uncomfortable when the dad is just going to all these parties by himself without the actual star of the family there.
To make matters worse, many women have reported Monty's creepy behavior. He's been accused of some pretty disturbing disturbing stuff.
He used his pseudo-celebrity status of being the parent of a famous person to allegedly flirt with...
He looked like a knockoff Jersey Shore cast member. That's what he looked like to me.
With 19 and 20-year-olds. He even was having a 5-month affair here with a girl that's less than half his age.
Charlie also shows videos of Monty being creepy with other women at parties, saying stuff like...
A ton of videos of him at these parties, like one where he's handing out roses to some of the girls there. There's a lot of footage that makes it just seem like Bigfoot sightings. They'll like circle in a red circle, like Monty Lopez in the background, like being weird with a TikToker.
But that's not all. Charlie also highlights Monty's tendency to pick fights with young women, such as his beef with social media influencer Tana Mojo.
So he posted a TikTok saying, do you think Tana Mojo's more than 300 dudes or less than 300 dudes? To which Tana responds by showing a ton of receipts about him trying to like hook up with her or like trying to connect with her, as well as telling stories about how unbelievably weird he is to all the other TikTok stars.
In a TikTok, Tana calls out Monty by saying,
and I mean, first of all, why a grown man, a father, is even remotely discussing my body count is beyond me. But y'all have obviously seen the paparazzi videos of him.
Yeah, he's way too old. He's way too old to be acting like this.
FaceTimes and texts like these. And I think all of my young friends are very tired of him acting like this. So Monty, if you want war, so be it.
And if that wasn't enough, Monty adds to Addison's embarrassment by starting a one-sided feud with Young Gravy, who is currently dating Addison Rae's mother, Sherry Easterling. Monty posted a story with the caption, "Thank you, Young Gravy, for taking leftovers." This led Charlie to drop another video about Monty on the 28th of September 2022, where during the video, he talks about Monty's diss track aimed at Young Gravy.
Hey, look, Gravy, this is for you, bro. Fuck you and fuck them hoes. I'm a villain.
I'm turning this bullshit off.
Pointing out that he had to pay women. While reacting to the video, Charlie comments on how lonely Monty seems, pointing out that he had to pay women to appear in the diss track video.
I also think it's a giant self-report on loneliness here when, for your diss track, you hire women to be around you and pretend like they're somewhat having fun near you.
And in response to a lyric in the video,
the 1 gram dab, appreciate you for the following.
In the studio with your girl, she's a fan, while you're stuck at home with your dick in your hand. Monty, what is she a fan of? You don't do anything. Legitimately, the only thing you've ever done is give birth to a TikTok superstar.
Charlie also calls out Monty for using cheap tactics to stop people from trolling him online.
He takes the absolute most revolting approaches to it by copyright claiming videos that use some of his clips.
But by this moment, the damage was done, and Monty had to deal with the fallout from being exposed. And as with most of Charlie's callouts, the impact was immediate and intense. The 2 videos about Monty quickly racked up over 10 million views combined, which sent a lot of negative attention his way. People were now more aware of his creepy behavior. Then
I just noticed that whenever time Penguinz0 ended up cooking these TikTokers or somebody that's on the internet that's famous that's ended up doing something that have no business doing, it's like all of a sudden they end up receiving the most backlash within like at least like under 5 minutes. And that's a beautiful thing. Doing the Lord's work. He doing the Lord's work. Because like sometimes, like most of the time you got people who are like, who is like well known gets away with a lot of shit than people who are not well known or whatnot. And it's good that he's calling out the people that's ended up doing those type of things that they have no business doing. Brings a tear to my eyes, even though I'm not crying.
And things got worse when Ash, a 25-year-old woman, shared screenshots showing Monty making false promises about starting a family with her, all while still married to Sherry Easterling. Even though Monty still has a massive following, he can't shake off that creepy TikTok reputation. Now, he's blacklisted by other influencers, making it nearly impossible for him to collaborate and to rebuild his image. It's clear that some TikTokers won't be stopping their horrible actions anytime soon. This makes it all the more important to have creators like Penguinz0, who regularly expose and discuss the vile influence on social media. His scathing commentaries make the internet a much safer place. As one comment on his video said best, "I'm a 42-year-old dad of 2 kids. I watch Charlie so I can be educated in what freak shows are out there, so I can help protect my kids online."
But damn, 42, that's crazy. You act like that? Nah, I thought he was older than that. I ain't gonna lie.
can hide, you can bite, you can bark, but at the end of the day, you cannot escape from the dark. This world is hell, so what can you do? Positive power and protest is not enough to eliminate the wickedness that's cruel. Like robbing hardworking folks for their money and killing innocent people with the lack of accountability. Corrupt cops locking a black person up for a small crime, but let a white person off for the murderous crimes for show. Difficult situations is hard, but life is a lot harder. Experiencing both, it may be tough. Evil people's out to do evil things. It's best for you to mind yours and stay in your lane. But yo.